still going on. But I'm just going to switch off the sound here because we are in to the picks and bans for game number 2. So, what are we going to have? Banned Ergot. Surprise, surprise. Obviously, a strong pick in that first game. Was played in that middle lane, and Game don't fancy going up against it once again. Obviously, Game do get first ban, first pick after losing game number 1. Cassidin banned out. Standard stuff. Is that Cassidin ban? Din, if I could spell. Shyvana banned out as well. Also caused a few problems early on. There were lots of invasions going on there. Wasn't the most dangerous Shyvana we've ever seen, but certainly did the job. Cogmore banned out there. And that's something different. We didn't see him all featured in game number 1. He wasn't banned there either, so maybe Peculiar are ready for something there, thinking that Game are going to be pulling out a Cogmore in the second game. Don't forget, Peculiar are 1-0 in the lead, so if they win this one, they will go through into the semi-final. Ari will be ban number 3 for Game. Also was banned by Game as their third ban in game number 1. And who is going to be the third and final ban for Peculiar? What did they have last game? Cassidin, Carthus, Shen were the 3 bans. And Carthus will be banned, so Shen is available. Is that going to be an insta-lock-in for Gamed?
Possibly. Janna's available as well.
Yeah,
Janna is going to be the first one. So it went straight for that. And like you mentioned, it does open that thing, and maybe they've gone jumping for it, and they haven't locked it in yet, so they may be thinking, well, Shen is available, actually. And we saw with CLG yesterday, Hotshot obviously using Shen to the full advantage, split pushing his way to victory against All Authority. Very strong play between that one. I didn't actually get to see CLG Dignitas, unfortunately. Although it sounds like it was a very good game. So, Leigh Sin again going to be picked up this time by Peculiar. Didn't work out too well in that top lane for Shimmy. But Blundertix, I'm guessing, thinks he can run it better. I guess it's going to be Blundertix that may keep it. Could, of course, be the jungler, but you would expect Karanius to pick it up. He's going to take an Ashe for Tabuno. So, there's the bottom and top lane sorted out. What will Gamed reply with this one? Not too sure which one they're going to go. I mean, what did they have bottom lane last time? It wasn't Ashe.
Graves.
It was Misfortune. Peculiar had Misfortune, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Gamed had Graves, yeah. So, not convinced on Misfortune. I never have been. Oh, and Tristana. That's not a bad call, actually, against Ashe. And there is the Shen. This is what we talked about. So, it's going to be Shen versus Leigh Sin top lane. Oh, yeah, it could be jungler as well, of course, but I'm guessing it's going to be the top lane, judging by the fact that Glucosa didn't pick up Shen.
Yeah, I think we could see that Leigh Sin up in the top lane as well. But Peculiar may just throw us off with that one. Obviously, last game, they went with Ergot in the middle. What are they going to go for this time? Support still to come out. Jungler possibly. If Leigh Sin isn't the option, obviously the AP, or possibly AP in the middle. As that last game showed it's not always going to be that way. And 30 seconds they've got still to lock in this one. And not showing their hand early on. What's it going to be for Peculiar? Janna, Tristana, Shen, the 3 already in there for Gamed. Wouldn't surprise me to see a Nocturne come in here, actually. Actually, Vladimir coming in there, so could very well be their top lane there, which would indicate Leigh Sin in the jungle. And it's going to be Sona rather than Soraka. And Sona, one of those that, she was the standard a few months ago. Kind of fell off when she was hit a little bit. It looks like Morgana going to be in there as well. And I'm surprised not to have seen a Morgana ban, to be honest, throughout these last 2 games. Obviously, Gamed feeling confident. She's a very, very difficult champion to counter. Farm machine with that tormented soil.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I guess if anyone in the last game, Morgana did do pretty well. Obviously got a good couple of kills in there and seemed to get in the right positions, and the ultis were going off all the time as well. But considering won't be against an Ergot this time, you'd think Morgana will get a lot more farming, because Ergot damaged it quite early on. So it's going to be against the Kennen. So, well, I'm assuming Kennen's going to be mid and not Vlad. Kennen won't be able to harass Morgana half as much as Urgot would do in the early game, which is what actually set Morgana back. So Game to Game have come out with a pretty good pick here, but this is the great combo. This is the combo we've seen so many times of the Kennen Vlad mixture, and it really is very strong. Obviously, they've both got the double Willy the Ancients, they'll stack up, and they can both mix their ultis together as well. Kennen will get across, get that stun across everyone. Vlad will just come sweeping in and put that extra damage down on them. And so even if they think they've got away, suddenly it'll proc off, and then you go bang, you're all dead. And actually, Peculiar have picked up a very good team set here, but gamed. The Shen, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Shen on that top lane because Shimmy sort of struggled against Warwick. But as you can see, against Lee Sin, we're assuming it's going to be Lee Sin. Yeah, it is going to be Lee Sin in the jungle. So it's going to be against Vlad, of course. Ooh, I think Vlad could outfarm Shen quite easily, honestly. But it really depends on the Shen player, I think, and the Vlad player, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a skill lane going on there. Obviously, last game, Warwick did get the better of Lee Sin up at top, which may just suggest that Shimmy is not quite up there on the level with Blunatics, but I'm going to see that in this one. Different matchup, obviously. Entensberg on the AD carry role, as we are used to seeing him. This time with Tristana, it's going to be with Janna down the bottom, Glucosa in the jungle on Nocturne, Gruulem in mid on Morgana, Shen up top, over 4 Peculiar, Lee Sin jungle, Vladimir top, Kennen mid, and the bottom lane of Ashe Sona. So, lots of stun ability there. The nice initiation that you get with the Ashe Arrow, plus the crescendo as well. That could be a difficult lane down bottom when things get moving. And we actually have only an 5-second delay, which is music to my ears.
Yeah, it's very nice to see. And also, we've not really got a great deal of history and runes to go through because we are on the tournament realm. So anyone they've set up will be just straight for this game. It's not like we can look through the history and see how they've used it, etc. across. So that is the setups. We have a lovely white screen again. Yourself can see Joe. On mine, you can see just a white screen. It's pleasant, Joe. Lights up your eyes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's worse, me or a white screen. But we have got the loading screen coming up finally. So we can give you a quick rundown of the teams. 4 game, Entensberg on Tristana, Glucosa on Nocturne, Gruulem on Morgana, Sebastian on Janna, and Shimmy on Shen. 4 Peculiar 1-0 up in this best of 3. Carianis on Lee Sin, Blunatics on Vladimir, Tabuno on Ashe, Coralol on Sona, and Attackman on Kennen. No pause this time as well. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, and it's good that they can use the skins. Interesting. I know you noticed it last night on the IPL that none of them were using skins. I don't know why. Maybe it was a rule. I didn't actually check whether there was a rule for that or something, that nobody was allowed to use actual in-game skins. Instead, they stuck it as it is. But nevertheless, moving on, we are into the ESL Pro Series playoffs. And this is the very first round, the best of 3, and gamed 1-0 down to Peculiar Gaming. And they did invade in the first game, and there goes the ward placement from Sebastian. So I would expect, Coralol's going to do exactly the same, and they're probably going to both counter-invade each other, just like they did in the first game. This time, it looks like Peculiar are going to go with a 4-man invade, though. And in fact, Coralol is going to come around and join for a 5-man invade. Bottom lane, you can see they're sat maybe going to go for the golems, or are they going to check it out? There you go, Clairvoyance goes down, all go across the ward, and all easily spotted. So looks like Game are going to react to this one instead. You can see Shen making his move down, Nocturne's also making his move down. They're going to try and enclose. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. They're going to realise, they know exactly what bush they're going to go for. They know they're going for that red invade. But you can see Peculiar are switching around the bushes, and will come around the side. Now the question is, will Gained take the bait? Will they head in? They are going to come around the side. They'll get vision in a moment. If we look at F1, you can see, I think, they just showed each other. If you had F1 down there, you would have seen that Coralol just showed herself, and or himself. They're going to go for the race. It's going to be a full-on 5-man fight. Coralol's going to get caught out. Coralol will be first blood, no doubt about that. Shimmy manages to pick that one. Carenius might go down as well. Exhaust on him. This is working out very well for Game. They pick up a second kill. It was Gruulem in the middle there that caught it, and that has gone very badly wrong for Bukili Gaming in the start, Joe.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why they went straight in there for Wraith when they knew that the entire team was going to be there. They'd already seen Blunatics had Portal back home. Just not a good decision to stick around for that one. And, you know, it possibly couldn't have been any worse for them. I mean, the Morgana with the kill. First blood went to Shen, which means Blunatics instantly going to have a harder time up on this top lane. Although, obviously, getting that lifesteal in there is going to change things. Ensensberg down at bottom, getting a volley in the face. Plus that full crit from Ash. And that left him at half HP. Middle is obviously Kennen versus Morgana. Grulum versus Attackman. We do see now Sona coming down into this bottom lane. So who's going to prevail? But you know, a dream start, to be quite honest, from game after being 1-0 down in this matchup.
Yeah, and the question is whether they went back to spend, and they didn't. I don't think nobody's been back to spend, so they haven't used that gold advantage they've got at the moment, which, you know, sometimes works against you. And the bottom didn't quite clear out the ward, so they've managed to get a warded towards that bus. Sebastian doesn't have a pink ward on him, so he can't clear that one out. Top lane, how's that going to go? Bearing in mind, Shem did pick up first blood. Is sitting on 783 gold at the moment, which is going to be nice. Give him that experience bonus as well, it would have. Compared to Blunatics, though, he's not that far behind Blunatics. He's about half a level off him. In fact, no, he's ahead of him in level now. So yeah, he's managed to get himself straight back in there, no problem at all. Blunatics, and I would expect him to out-farm Shen early on. 14-14, so they're even on CS at the moment. Grulum is being forced back, though. Did have Nocturne have a little come across and help him out there. See, he's just looking the Wraiths away. Grulum has gone back. Grulum did pick up one of the kills there, and you can see immediately double Doran's ring. Just 4 minutes in. That's going to be a big advantage for him, and he's going to be able to farm up quite happily against Attackman now.
Yeah, double Doran's ring is going to make it that little bit more difficult for Attackman. Down at the bottom, they Julia did manage to force a full wave onto that turret. Actually, Sebastian there will just get the Howling Gale across Coralol. But pretty static stuff down bottom. 21-18 CS, so Tristana got that slight advantage here with another wave coming in close to that turret. We have seen Vladimir get himself back home as well. Actually, the rocket jump comes in there, and Ensensberg, I'm not sure this is the best idea that he's got coming in. Will you summon a heal? Is he going to go down? He's still alive then. They're going to go into Tabuno, and Minions did get taken down. But Glucosa's on Tabuno, but I don't think Glucosa can stay here for too long, and he is going to get hit from the tower. Go, Coralol! You can do it! And there goes Howling Gale, and he's not going to quite be able to pull it off.
Mid lane as well. Grulum's going to get dived on as well. I'm not too sure he will just get the Black Shield up in time and get away with that one. But Coralol couldn't quite do it. Didn't have the mana. Didn't get the power cord up. I think that's what he was trying to get. You can see he was desperately spamming the abilities. It's like, give me the power cord. I need to hit him hard right now. But yeah, that kind of backfired horribly there. And Ensensberg even shows you, even the #1 player in EU West on the ELO ranking can make a mistake and get taken down by minions. It's
got a bit carried away, didn't he? I think he expected the fact that Glucosa would be there a little bit quicker than he actually was.
Yeah.
Which didn't quite work out.
I'm not sure. I think he must have been. I don't know whether he was expecting the ulti or something. He's like, well, I'm level 3. What can I do?
Yeah. Just not the best communication probably between games going into that one. And that's going to annoy Ensensberg because it was looking so good for them. All right, the kill's gone over to Sona, which also wasn't that amazing for them, but Ash did manage to pick up the assist from it as well. Double Doran's blade on him, plus the boots compared to one Doran's blade and boots over with Tristana. Meanwhile, Vladimir is back in this top lane. Amp Tome was picked up on his first trip home. What has Shen got? Heart of Gold already, plus the health crystal. So he's already looking very, very strong in this top lane. Not sure he's feeling too confident though against Vladimir. We've seen him sticking fairly far back throughout that. Lee Sin's hanging around middle as well.
Starting to dance it up. They've tried to get him one time. They will try the second time. He's had to use his ulti as well. That's going to proc off because they continue to follow. Carianis is going to get caught out. Dark Bindings goes down. Puts the ignite as well. Don't think it will quite be enough. He's just going to be able to shield up in a second. Doesn't matter. He can just walk away from that one. 81 CS, 81 hit points, sorry, left there. In terms of farm between these two, you can see that, like you say, Kennen had just been back. Glukoza returning just to cover off the lane. 38 to 40 CS, so Kennen's slightly ahead at the moment. Shen was slightly ahead in the top lane as well, just about even between those two. You can see the Hex Deck Revolver's already been completed by Vlad. Kennen's not too far off that one. Let's have a look towards the bottom lane. Corolal is just actually 2 pink wards used there. So there was a pink ward when in the Tribush to clear out Peculiar's ward, and then Peculiar have just put a pink ward of their own in the Tribush to clear that out. So they're really trying to battle for control down the bottom there. They have to make use of it now, though. They have that vision. They need Leigh to come and help with the gank now because they cleared out all wards, all usage, and Glukoza just getting pinged on the jungle there. How are the junglers going? Well, we've seen Carianis trying to get in a gank on towards that middle. He's coming back around again. We are at the 7-minute mark, 7:50, so expect the blue buff to be spawning shortly, which is where Carianis is going. You can see the blue buff of Peculiar is up, but I'm just trying to think of what order they went for it. I've got a feeling this game got those kills, it might have been a little bit more delayed, which is why Leigh went there, queued it, and he's already backed off, but I don't think he's quite spawned yet, but he's just going to head back to pick up their own one.
Yeah, it was a little bit later because of that one. Actually, Corolal could be in a little bit of trouble here. We will see that Rocky jump in. Corolal uses flash, Enton Zergo flash. Nice Ash Arrow coming in, but we have seen Shimmy teleport down onto this bottom lane. Tabuno will get ignited, but it's not going to be enough to finish things off. And good try, but in the end, not quite working out. The problem now that Peculiar have is that Shimmy is in this bottom lane. Vladimir's actually pushing the turret up at the top, but this could well be a all but free dragon. They've not really got the ability to reply to this one, Peculiar, and Game are going to be taking this dragon without any kind of fight put up. Maybe. Dragon was following Glukoza out, and they did at the end finish it off. But Blunatix is going to use that now to try and have this top turret. Actually, needs to be careful here. The minions are all taken down by the turret, and I think that will mean that he won't quite get this turret down. He did take one hit from it as well. I'm trying his best to quickly clear that one out. There's another turret hit. Not something that he really needs with Shen coming back into lane. And Shimmy, is he going to go for him? No, he's just going to take those minions.
Yeah, and honestly, Blunatix didn't really try to push it. He was more interested in farming out as much as he could, taking as much advantage, which I guess is probably the best choice of it. He's going to get more gold from it that way rather than taking the turret and obviously giving the global gold down, which would counteract that dragon. But that tower's about primed and ready to go, isn't it? I mean, look at it. It's on 100 hit points. Any time they just say, yeah, we need 150 gold, let's go up there and quickly pop that turret. They've got just size 1,600 gold on Tristana at the moment, so Enswerg has really been farming it up. Not gone back, but you can see he's actually fell behind. He's about 12 CS behind Tabuna at the moment. Bear in mind, Tabuna has that one support skill early on, which actually was Enswerg going down to their minions. Got Grulum possibly going to get dived on here. He has gone for attack man, but I think he's realised he's pushed a little too deep, and Carianis coming out to just cover him off there. Glukoza's been warded up as well, so they know he's doing the raid. So they've got good vision of the jungle path at the moment of game. And honestly, Peculiar's wards have been pretty good throughout this game. Here goes the Blunatix. He's just going to take another little poke towards that tower. Just continuing. He's not going for the tower. Like you can see, he's just actually farming. He's not going for it. He's going to take a couple of hits though, because he got taunted by Shimmy there. Now Blunatix is actually going to have to just take some evasive action to get away from this one, but he will just back away. He has got that natural lifesteal along with the Hextech Revolver, and you can see Glukoza was coming up, but again, another very good ward for Peculiar. Compare the wards between the two teams. Peculiar have generally been a lot better.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one as well. We saw on the Tribush early on, they saw with a ward that teleport coming down from Shen as well, which they prevented anything, kill-wise at least, happening. Here we go, Leigh Sin is going to get Dark Binded up, and surely will go down. Going to dash away, but the kill comes in. Ash Arrow was coming into their direction, but they'd already pushed out that brush. Ash Arrow flies by, and that will bring it to 3-1. Nice bit of work from Games. That ward paying its dividends there. They pushed up into the brush just to the top side, and they are going to try now have a bit of a poke on Attack Man. That didn't quite work out for them. but they are 3-1 in the lead. 2,000 gold that equates to now as well with that dragon.
Yeah, definitely very nice. And you can see that Enswerg has returned to lane with that BF sword that he was building up towards. Actually, he could have bought more, to be honest. He went back with it was about 1,800 gold, wasn't it? You can see he's got nearly just shy of 500 gold on him. So could easily have bought a little bit more, just held around, but instead chose to come straight back to lane. The Attackman placing that ward, a little bit of a roughly placed ward actually, that one. He could have done with it being a bit further around the corner so you could have vision towards the race so you can keep your eye on that jungler, but nevertheless it does his defensive job, which is what it was there for. So Attackman had just used his ulti to try and save the life of Leigh Sin, but not working out for him. So Cariana's not quite as successful as he was in the first game in the jungle on Leigh Sin. Interesting, we've seen two rough Leigh Sins so far, considering Leigh Sin is one of the heroes of the World Championships, I guess you could say. Definitely one of the champions that Voivod made, highlighted, that so much so that Hotshot even pointed out in his interview. But Grulum is in that farming category now. You can see he needs to large rod in him. The pull will be doing a lot of work, but Attackman is not far behind. He's got that Willie the Ancient's nearly complete. Probably got about enough gold on him now. He only needs another 460 or so. Yeah, he's got 900. In fact, 900 is what he needs, isn't it, to complete it. So having a look at the top, Blundertix has actually gone for a Giant's Belt. So he switched up from Willie the Ancients. Meanwhile, back in the mid, you can see they're diving in. Attackman surely going to get caught out. The proc will go down. Will just about be enough. The Ignite goes down. A basic attack. No, he's going to have to try and dive. He's flash dived. He's going to go down to the tower, though. That will be a death to the tower. And that was Greed, a killer there. So while you think you've just done better, it doesn't. It feeds the opposition just as much gold. And of course, it backfires and you're both down for that period of time. So should have just forced him back and carried on farming. He would have won out that lane regardless.
Yeah, and Morgana, like you said, a bit greedy. But 2-1-2, we are seeing Sonny's Hourglass not too far away from being complete. Chain Vest plus the needlessly large rod finish. And Warmog's now complete as well on Shen. Obviously picking up that first blood earlier. Has lost his turret though. And is what, 15 CS or so behind. So good job up until this point from Vladimir being against someone who has had that first blood against him. Now we have Glucosa here being pinged, was spotted by that ward. Red buff is on. They're not going to be coming anywhere near him. Dragon should be up in not so long of a time. What's Tabuno going to go home with now? Already got himself the BF sword, and he does just get away there before Sebastian comes in, and he has bought pickaxe. So working his way up, obviously, towards that Infinity Edge. And a relatively passive game now up to this point. I mean, it's 4-2. Obviously, the Dragon did go earlier to game as well. Blundertix is now has worked his way down into this bottom side. Dragon has spawned. So Peculiar won this second one. But are they going to get it? The bottom lane is coming back. Vladimir is actually pushing this bottom lane down to force the two game guys to actually come in there. And they've pulled Dragon out but decided against it. I think they've delayed too long here. They should have gone for it.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to say. They should have gone straight for it. Peculiar were in the right position. Everybody had just gone back. But I just don't think they had the vision for once. Peculiar did not have the vision. They have pulled it out now. They've got two wards down there. Is it going to be enough? You can see they're diving in and keep my eye on the Dragon because they can see they're still fighting it. Kennen ulti goes across. Kennen top very low there. Morgana ulti will proc across. Attackman will surely go down. Carianas is also very low. Coralol's still tanking the Dragon in the back pit there. Why on earth? He just can't get away from it though. You can see Peculiar. He's going to get taken down by the Dragon. And that's also going to be a kill that went to Enswerg. Enswerg's going to pick up another kill. But Blundertix tried his best to finish him off. Oh, great jump out there from Enswerg. Surely will get the kill. And that was very nice control by Game there. And honestly, it just kind of backfired very badly. I'm not too sure why Coralol was still in there tanking that Dragon. I really don't know. But they will pick up the Dragon here. Shimmy will be able to tank it up, and Enswerg will help him out with the damage. And the first Dragon will go to Gamed.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not sure that Coralol really realized that he was still tanking Dragon. That was the problem. He went out of the pit, put the crescendo across, and then went back towards the other backside, and Dragon was still hitting him. And I don't think he really realized. think that was the problem. It was too late once he'd realised what was going on. That leaves them 9-5. Obviously, all 5 taken down there by Game, looking strong. A couple of thousand gold ahead up till this point. If we look quickly down, who's picking up the kills? 3-1-4 for Entensberg on Tristana. Obviously, will become super strong as we move towards that late game. Ash 2-1-2. What else have we got? Shen 3-0-3. After that first blood, showing that, all right, he was a little bit out-farmed, lost his turret, but he's done a great job picking up the kills compared to the 1-1-2 of Vladimir. And, you know, this is by no means a done deal, a game over situation, but definitely a great, encouraging position if you're a Game fan.
Indeed, they need to get back into this one. Coralol is going to get caught out there. Oh, didn't quite get the last shot on the ward. So, again, 2 pink wards used in that tri-bush. Will they make advantage of it? Keeping my eye on Blunetix there. Blunetix just warding up the blue buff, but it has just been picked up by Grulum, so it's kind of a wasted ward. We'll have good vision of the jungler, though. Hence work down that bottom lane. Hasn't quite completed the Infinity Edge. Chose to instead pick up the Vampiric Scepter on the way, and actually got a second Doran's Blade. So he kind of went early for the BF sword and then just thought, no, I'm going to need a little bit more health here. Willie the Ancients has both been completed by Vlad and Kennen, so the combo of that will help out when they're coming in towards the team fights. They just need to make sure they don't get Grulum catching them in the face with that ulti like he did perfectly in that last game. In their last team fight, sorry. Lunatics is lingering. The Ash Arrow is going to come in. It's missed. And now they're going to go for Grulum. Grulum's just going to walk away. Yeah, just Black Shield. I'm off, thanks. And you can see, though, the damage done by Blunatix actually broke that Black Shield straight down as well. So he's obviously doing quite a bit of damage at the moment. Ward at the bottom has already spotted off. They're going to dive regardless. That's suicidal. Used a good shield, though, to block off the ulti from Sona, and will pick up the kill. Shimmy coming in as well. Was a very nice ulti, so it was a well-worked bit of play from Game here. Good teamwork. They will take down Carianas. No! He just dashes away straight towards Coralol. Coralol trying his best to help him out. Where are you going, Lee Sin? Why did you dive that way? Meanwhile, Karulum has come around the backside of Attackman. He might well catch him out with another Dire Binding in a second. Ulti used by Attackman. Will it be enough? No, just about fended off there. And Sebastian chasing down Coralol. It's just like, come on, guys, I've got him. Anyone else want to help me out? No. But they will take down the tier 1 turret. But meanwhile, that's all happening. Blunatix is damaging the inner turret.
Yeah, damaging. Down to half HP now is that turret. But again, Game picking up the kills. And they're creeping ahead now to a dangerous position for me. Obviously, 3-1-6, 5-0-3 on Shen now. That's so dangerous for them. And actually just finished off the Warden's mail as well. Are they going to be able to catch up Entensberg? No, he's already way off that one. He's off. Red buff is available, and I think Entensberg will possibly come around to have that one. Giving it to him now rather than over to their jungler, over to Nocturne. And Entensberg is going to be taking that red. Janet does have Oracle up now, so just clearing out a few wards. Good spot was around that position, but still not a lot that they could do. And they're going to ping Janna, but you know, they can't do a lot about it, to be honest, at the moment. They've just not got the power.
Do they have the power?
Who have not the power?
Grulum pushing in the middle again. And continues to just drive forward, put that pull down, say, yep, I'm off. Tormented Soil, farming away quite happily. Actually, he didn't manage to pick anyone up with that Tormented Soil, so sort of big him up and he misses it. Lunatics does come in, another Dark Binding straight towards Attackman. He's going to have to get topped off with the heals. How is it going between these two? You can see Infinity Edge being completed by both AD carries. A lot of AP coming out from the champions as well. Rabadon's Death Cap slowly being built up by Grulum. He has got the Zonyas already. So once he gets those both completed, it's going to sting. And it Shimmy goes in. I'm not too sure. Karania's being caught out. You can see Grulum actually, the burst damage he's been able to do with that Dark Bindings is already telling. And I'm wondering whether the Ash Arrow is going to start anything off here. It's not. And they are going to wisely back away. It's like a tit-for-tat little fight in the middle here. Gamed are as a 5-man though, and are going to go for the full invade. They realise they've got the advantage. They're going to try and drive it home, invade the jungle. But what really are they going to gain from it? There's no benefits from going in around here unless they really can pick up anyone that's going to go wandering, which I think may be the goal. But looking like Peculiar are like, well, they're over there somewhere. It'd be silly to go in there, but Blunetix might be that silly person. Tabuna surely would have been if they'd have gone a little bit sooner. They would have caught him out. Oh, Dark Bindings has gone towards Blunetix. The rest of the game have not come in. The ulti's been used by Gruelum as well, and he's tried to cleanse it away, but he's pulled up, and that's going to surely be a very dead Blunetix. No, will he get caught out? Oh, Dark Bindings just whipping in the end there, and Enswerg, I think, used his ulti just to shoot him at the end there. Yes, he did. Very nice catch. And honestly, they knew they'd gone off to the side. They were all missing from the map. Why would you go there?
Yeah, it was not the best decision, and the thing is, Ash ran away then, just turned his back completely, didn't have the ultimate up to get that arrow, and stop them from chasing him down. He tried to pull away from that Morgan, his timing was a little bit off, and it stunned him, and then he pulled, and then it stunned him, whatever. And that's going to give game now Dragon, which Peculiar can't actually do anything about once again. That's going to bring them to a 6k gold advantage. It's a decent advantage for game. 1-1 still in turrets though. Oh, and they're going to go in here. They will move in onto attack man, and he's so ridiculously dead. It's not even funny. Caught out once again, and they are going to jump in over towards Coralol. They can tank that turret. Ultimate from Nocturne does go off. Decides not to really do anything about it. This is going to be middle turret knocked down by Gamed. Are they going to push through for the next one? That's the thing. They know that Vladimir's on the bottom lane. Ash is actually up in the jungle taking away red buff. But no, they're not going to push for this one. They're going to go back, and I'd imagine they'll be gearing themselves up here with a final buy before they head off towards Baron.
Yeah, they've all got a lot of gold on them. You can see that Zeal's just been picked up, I think, by Tristana. All Frozen Mallet has been picked up by Nocturne. He's going to be very strong as well. Kindle Gem, Randian's Omen completed by Shen. Yeah, they have all just stocked themselves up very nicely after picking up 3 or 4 kills just from a quick jungle invade and a stroll around to really just picking off Peculiar's weaknesses. And after Peculiar had such a great team fight in the first game, they've shown a little bit of immaturity, I guess you could say, in the team, and just strolling into the jungle like that, and a couple of people just getting simply caught out of position. But we do see it so often, even in these very top pro games. We've seen it in the World Championships so many times. Just people just get picked off just at the right time. Hotshot GG comes straight to mind. CLG game versus Dignitas on Cho'Gath, and he was just simply caught out of position. It happens to the very best of people, and you just sometimes when you're watching it, you just think, why? What? But obviously, it's a very different mindset when you're playing it. It's just like, I could just do that. I could just get over there. Those things often catch you out. Sebastian actually might be in one of those positions. He's kind of like, I could just go around here and clear this out with his Oracle, and you can see the rest of the team like, no, just come back here a minute. Let's not lose our advantage. And Shimmy's doing a fantastic job on Shen. This is what you should be doing on Shen. Just off the side, split pushing away. Gruelum trying his best to catch out Lunatics again with a Dark Binding there. That wouldn't have been another pick. Shen is all ready and waiting with that ulti to come in, blasting in, help out. Nocturne's ulti is now back up. Lunatics has been caught this time, and they're going to try and do as much damage to him as possible, but he's not going to bait anyone in. Enswerg has actually backed off to pick up that red Joe, so they're just going to delay. And I think it's going to be another Dragon fight, actually, that's maybe going to trigger something.
Yeah, Dragon will be coming up in a couple of minutes, and you can see that Peculiar starting to work their way around. Again, no Oracle up. And they know where Coralol is, and they're actually going to start to move into him as he tried to portal home. Didn't quite work out. They know that blue buff was up. It's actually left Ash with the double buff now. She hawk shots across and will reveal that entire game team, who very well could just hold this position on this side of the map, knowing that Dragon will be up there fairly shortly. Sebastian just clearing out this ward. A little bit worried to actually finish it off there. And you can see that's very, very cautious play as the minion will take down that top turret. Shen, as you mentioned, doing what Shen does best and splitting off from the rest of his team. PG not really able to do much about it. Dark Binding plus the Tormented Soil on Blunetix. He has got plenty of HP though. honestly, all the Riley's built up. And they are literally trying to steal everything away that they can right now from Peculiar. And Closer is going to make mincemeat of this minion wave. They've pulled the Wraiths right out there, which keep resetting themselves and aggroing once again. And Shen just continues over. And they're, I think, looking for a good Dark Binding to land on the right person. And they could very well go in there. Moving over now to the top side by this red buff. No wards for Sebastian to clear out. Lunatics was on the bottom side, not with the rest of his team. They know that Peculiar are there in that brush. The ward is down. Very, very edgy stuff, Deman.
Yeah, there could easily been a flash dart binding, you know, there from Grulum. He could have definitely caught onto them, just popped the ulti straight away, dived in. Everybody could have piled in. There was nothing to stop them. They're definitely in the stronger position to do something like that. Of course, they could have eaten a crescendo across the face, but a Black Shield would have stopped that. I'm just waiting to see, like you say, that's the engage they're after. I think they're trying to get onto probably Ashe. You can see it just flashed across then there, just Ashe backed away. It's going to be Ashe or Kennen they want to land this dart binding on to really trigger things off, so Tabuna needs to be very careful there. Shimmy might do it. Actually, they used the arrow. We went straight across. It was Tabuna they've dived on. Everybody using their ultis across. You can see Grulums is going to proc on many of them. Blunatix is surely going to go down as well now. He's going to get dived on. Karanius trying his best to do a bit of damage. Janna ulti, perfect time. Did knock anyone away from the combat, but healed up the exact amount of people they needed to. And that will be 3-0. And that was the exact engage they were after there. Shimmy had perfect vision. That was all about that ward just being positioned slightly higher up than it, so he had a vision of that corner. If it had been just a bit lower around the corner, he wouldn't have been able to see, but that's going to be a Baron for a game. I don't think Peculiar are going to be able to do anything about this. They are going to come around. They need to be careful they don't get caught, because there is a ward just in above that tri-bush. You see Grulum already coming round. Will surely get that Dark Bindings across. You can see him coming into place. He's got 2 to throw it at. He catches on Karanius, and that will be a very dead Karanius. Nenswerk just leaps back into the Baron pit.
Yeah, there's 3 of them there now, and they should be taking this
Coral's
down very,
dead.
very shortly. Yeah, that wasn't so hard of a kill. And that makes 5 of them, actually, eventually. Obviously, they had to try and stick around, try and steal that Baron, whatever kind of last-ditch effort to come in there. Ashe is fairly pushed up. They're going to push back down towards the Dragon side, though. I'd imagine they've got a ton of gold on them yet. 2.5k on Tristana, almost 3k on Morgana. In fact, they're all well up into the thousands, which means they're going to go home, get themselves shopping, and then come back. Grulum does have enough now to finish off that Rebadon's death cap. And they're letting Entensberg just have a bit more farm. Why not? Down the bottom. He must be back soon for that Phantom Dancer. There is Rabadon's death cap finish. And this is not going to go well for Peculiar when they get into this next fight.
Indeed, so a lot of stuff being bought again here, and I think we're going to see some shining people yet. There we go. Entensberg got the pots on, got the Baron on. Looking at Sebastian, you can see he's built up. He's got that Heart of Gold and Zeke's as well. Morgana, well, picking up a blue buff just to stack to the blue buff that she'd already got on. Rabadon's death cap as well. 537 AP at the moment with that Baron buff on. And Shen just goes back to AFK farming down bottom. back shortly. And he didn't even use his ulti, I don't think, in that engage. I think he needed to. I didn't spot it being used anywhere around there, but he started off, he initiated, and he finished, I think. It was the way he put it, because he obviously got the kill at the end there onto Coralol. Sebastian might get caught out here. Look at that. Right up towards Tabuna's face. Tabuna didn't want any of it. Didn't even volley in his face or anything. Could have possibly tried to push on him there, but I think the rest of the team certainly would have reacted. Oh, Coralol's been caught with the Dark Bindings there. The heal's going to go out there, but that's half his hit points gone already. In just a quick, simple Dark Bindings. Bloodetix has been caught out this time. Tormented Soil back on his feet, and that will be the tower picked up very easily just by created 2 little opportunities there with those Dark Bindings. Very nice play. And game, well, a 20-5 up, Joe, and 15k gold. It would have to be an incredibly hard throw. Oh, Tabuna's been caught out. They're not going to dive for it, though. I would have expected a full-on dive there. Shen's continuing to just drive home on that towards that top 2. Wow, these Dark Bindings are just finding homes every single time they throw them out.
Aimbot.
Aimbot, yeah, cheat.
Yeah, but Grulum really has been hitting everything, and You know, not the easy ones either where he's got vision. They've gone through and they've connected. All right, and just as I say that, one misses. But really, he's done such a good job of it. They're going to take down that first inhibitor, go back. Shen's, well, farmed his way to victory up on this top, pushed his way straight through. He's going to take that turret down without any help from his teammates, and they should be able to push this top lane. You know, Shen 808. Mean Shen is that, and that's why I'm surprised that, you know, we didn't see him banned, to be quite honest. That's why Shen gets banned, because he is just so ridiculously good with that split push ability. Another dark binding goes in. Minions are cleared out, so no room to push for gamed. We're going to have a first wave of super minions coming up this middle very shortly. Another dark binding landed there onto Blunetics. And that's something that's just caused so many problems. There's another dark binding onto Carianus. And, well, not the biggest poke team that they've got, but when every single one lands, then it's not bad at all when you've got that much AP on you. Oh, and they are going to try and maybe take this opportunity. They're going to go in onto Glucosa. Trackman kicked away, but surely this is going to be kill onto Sebastian. He actually uses his ulti there. They are going to be taking down Kennen and Vladimir. There was the crescendo to go over, and Carianus will go down. Can they finish off Grulum? Yes, they can. Tabuno is there, though, and surely will be finished off here by Ensensberg. And go on, Coral, all you might as well flash in there anyway. Nothing better to do at that stage of it. But the lifesteal that was on Tristan from that Vamp Scepter was more than enough. And they are going to finish off these two Nexus turrets, which means we are going to be going into game number 3.
Yeah, and a very, very clear victory from game there. Very much so. I think we're going to see Morgana banned in the next game. That's almost a given, I believe. Would not be shocked by that one. But yeah, like you mentioned, Shen being left available, and you know, even OD at Dignitas, the manager and owner of Dignitas, said after the Moscow 5 game on the stage, he says, I didn't even play this damn game, and I know you've got to ban Shen to when they gave him Moscow 5. But yeah, it's one of those heroes at the moment that just creates opportunities, and you know what you're going to get when Shen's in the game. You know it's going to be a straightforward split push. It's pretty straightforward. You know what's going to happen, but people still allow it. Whether they forget it, they just think, okay, we've got to target this guy, we've got to target that. Oh, God, we've left Shen open. 9-0-12. Whoops.
Yeah, whoops indeed, but it's cost them the second game, and in convincing fashion as well, and that's just what they didn't need to do, you know? I mean, let's talk, we can go right back to the very beginning of that game, and to be honest, that first blood and the second kill shouldn't really have happened. That should have been a no-go whatsoever for Peculiar, but, you know, Game picked that one up. They've gone on to pretty much dominate this game, which means now we're going to move into match number 3 with Game having a very, very good feeling about everything that's going on. We're going to take a quick break here before we go into match number 3, but we will be back here with the remaining match of Game versus Peculiar. Don't go anywhere, guys.